Now let us draft this bustier that works perfectly well, especially for beginners. Now the advanced one is the one that comes with a side bust dart, and that also comes with some plus and minus. Now for this one, shoulder to my bust point is 10, shoulder to my underbust is 13, and then shoulder to my half length is 16 and a half. Now here I'll divide my shoulder measurement by 2 and mark it, and then I'll be doing the neckline of 3 inches by 3. That's the standard. I'll connect it. Now on that shoulder point I mark, I'll come down by 1 inch for my shoulder slant. You can do 1.5 if you want. Now from that shoulder slant, I'll be coming down by my armhole measurement, which is my round bust measurement divided by 6 plus 1.5. Now I'll measure my shoulder measurement there again to get a straight line like this. And so you're not confused, I'm basically indicating what each of these lines stands for: the armhole, the bust point, the underbust, and then the waistline. And to get the armhole curve, divide whatever you have here by 2, mark it. I'll be going in by 0.5, you can do 0.75. Divide my round bust measurement by 4, mark it, so that I'll be able to connect the 3 dots together to get the armhole curve. Now I'll divide my nipple to nipple measurement by 2, mark it on the bust point and also on the waistline, and then I'll connect it with a straight line. Now on the shoulder area here, I'll divide whatever I have here by 2 to get a midpoint and connect it down to the bust point. Now to get our dart from the center front, you can go in with 0.5 or 0.75, and then from the side front you go in with 1.25. Now there's an advanced method on how to get this thing accurately and perfectly. Just so you're on the safer side, if you're bustier, use between 2 inches to 2.5, and then if you're not, just use between 1.5 to 2 inches. So here, right, whichever inches you're using, just make sure the smaller number is on the center front and then the higher one is on the side front. I hope that makes sense. And to get your cup size, you can measure from your shoulder or basically from your chest line, go up by 1.5 on 2 inches. I did 2 inches. And now for the upper bust tightening, you can do 1 inch on both sides, but I'm going to be using 0.75 on both sides. For this part, when you're connecting the curve, make sure it is not too curved, especially for the center front, and then for the side front, just make sure you get something nice. Now to balance the cup, measure whatever you have from here, just the way I'm measuring it. Whatever measurements you get there, just go ahead to place it on the center front like this and replace it just so it balances well when you are sewing. Now the neckline depends on the style you're making or what you want. From the chest line, I'll come down by 1 inches and I'll go ahead to connect it with a curve. And now for the side front, I'll just go ahead to blend it into the armhole this way. And so far, that's just it. So go ahead to take your body measurements, divide your round bust measurements by 4, mark it. Now take this dart here we have and then return it just so it blends well. Now do the same thing for the waistline, divide it by 4, mark it, and then include that dart. So now after marking your body measurements, basically this part we're going to be cutting it out. So if you're not going to be adding yoke to your bustier, you don't need this part, but if you're adding yoke, you need to tighten the yoke a bit. So I'm just going to be doing 0.5 inches on both sides and then I'll connect it. So we're going to be closing up this part. Now to be on the safer side, you can add your sewing allowance directly on the pattern, or better still, you can still do it on the fabric. Now just go ahead to cut it, but before then we're going to be blending this neck area this way. Now I'll go ahead to cut it out just the way you're seeing me do. The same thing. If you're following the same method, basically go ahead and do the same thing. And I know it's been a while I posted, so please engage with this video, like watch it to the end, give it a like so YouTube can do their own part. Start cutting out the dart for the yoke. Just go ahead to tip it down like this. If you've been following me on Facebook, you should know by now. If it's simple, I'll tell you it's simple. If it's hard, I'll tell you it's hard. So this is what you have for your bustier with yoke, and if you don't want it without yoke, this is what you get. So now quickly let's draft out the back part also. Now from my shoulder line, I'm going to mark down to my waistline, which is 16.5, and then to my chest line, which is 8.5. Like I told you when I was drafting the front part, this one does not have a side dart. Like this is just a basic bustier for beginners. The reason why the front half length and the back half length is the same. Now for the zip allowance, most people use 1 inch, 1.5, but I'm used to using ½ inch and I know how I do it. It works for me. But for this tutorial, I'm going to be using 1 inch. So I'll go ahead to mark 1 inch straight down. So right now all our measurement is going to be starting from this line. So now divide my shoulder measurement by 2 and mark it, and then on the chest line I'll be marking the same shoulder measurement divided by 2 to get a straight line. So for the back shoulder slant, I'll be doing 1 inches, and for the neckline I'm also using 3 inches by 1 for the back. You can modify the back neckline if you want. And now I'll go ahead to connect the lines. Now to get the armhole curve, I'll divide my round bust measurement by 4, mark it. Now you can go in a bit or basically just take it straightward like this. I'll divide my nipple to nipple measurements by 4. I'll mark it on the chest line and on the waistline. Now from that chest line, I'll come down by 1 inches, and on that 1 inches, I'll just confirm my nipple to nipple measurements there and then mark it. Now I'll just go ahead to extend the line downward. I'll be opening it up with 0.5 inches on both sides for the dart and connect. Now on the waistline, divide your round waist measurement by 4, mark it, include that dart there and connect it to the chest line. Now if this part is going to confuse you, it is optional, but to tighten the back so that to reduce excess gaping, I went in by 0.75 from the waistline. Now we're going to be cutting that part, so we're going to return that 0.75 inches inward like this. Now go ahead to start marking 0.75 inches from that line, just the way I'm showing you. Now I will blend it in like this. Now this is now this new zip allowance. Now simply this is the back part of the bustier, but now if you want it without yoke, then go ahead to measure down 1 inches from the chest line and connect. But if you want to add like a design at the back, now from the neckline come down by 2 inches and then create a curve. Now you can do anything for the back part, it all depends on your style. Now just go ahead and cut it out. So watch closely at what I am doing. And at this point, it's not going to be wrong for me to like ask you to subscribe, like try all your possible best, like try and watch this video to the end, like it, share it to people you know. That's the part you're going to be playing, and that part is going to help you to also play their part, basically pushing the video or recommending the videos to more people to watch. Now this is the result you get for the back parts, that's including the yoke if you're deciding to use yoke. But if you don't want to use yoke, this is what you get, an off shoulder bustier for the back and front basically.